Ms. Manning, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to associate myself with the earlier remarks of my colleague, Mr. Takano. It is concerning that extremists are being given a platform in the Congress of the United States to spread misinformation and disinformation by citing anecdotal incidents or by citing their own articles as evidence to back up their misinformation about what is going on in general in our schools. This is a serious body that has important work to do for the American people and America's children. We have real issues to deal with, and that is what my constituents sent me here to address. I do appreciate the focus and discussion today about the critically important issue of apprenticeship programs and technical training programs and community colleges. These types of educational opportunities are particularly critical to my district, where we are now seeing the growth of good-paying jobs in advanced manufacturing that require education beyond high school. Governor Polis, the public workforce development systems can only be successful if employers see value in engaging with these systems. Given your experience working with employers in your state, do you think the workforce systems are providing value to employers, and are there key areas that need to be strengthened?
Applaud the work of CareerWise, now helping to link the employer side in Colorado and several other states. We as a state see value in this, and I believe in putting our money where our mouth is, meaning we ourselves as a state, we have now partnered with apprenticeships in several of our state agencies to be able to make sure that we can benefit from the work of individuals who are getting education while they do it. We see the benefit. So many private sector employers across our state, increasing numbers, and happy to submit the list of participating employers to the committee, are seeing the benefit. Because when I talk to CEOs, chief HR officers, and many of the major employers in our state, the number one issue they bring up is always, how do we attract and retain the talent we need to succeed? And they see apprenticeships and these kinds of models as a key strategy towards achieving their own goals of making sure they can attract and retain the people they need to continue their success.
Thank you. And are there ways that you think employers could do more to support workers, especially those with barriers to employment in lifelong learning?
I think now is an excellent time to have that conversation, because more than ever, employers are really looking at thinking out of the box about how they can meet their workforce needs. In Colorado, we have 2 jobs that are open for every unemployed person. I know there's many jurisdictions across the country that have a similar dilemma. So now's the time to really convene, as we have in Colorado, many of the key employers, and that means at the county level, it means at the state level, at the regional level, and really talk about how we can improve the pipeline of talent to further their success. And we're looking at lining our workforce dollars, some of which are ARPA dollars, with meeting the needs of the growing private sector in our state.
I met with one of the leaders of one of our great community colleges just yesterday and talked to her about what we can do to get more older students with families, back into the system. And she talked about needs including childcare, transportation, nutritional benefits, and mental health issues. Unfortunately, some across the aisle feel that these investments should be cut. And you noted in your testimony that wraparound services are part of Colorado's investments in the workforce. Do you feel that these services have increased retention and increased the number of people who can come into these workforce development programs?
Without a doubt, making sure that people can get to workforce training programs helps improve participation for those for whom transportation was a barrier that they couldn't overcome on their own. We're also partnering with our community colleges and colleges to provide additional on-site childcare opportunities. And by the way, that benefits their workforce as well as the students. So both for attracting and retaining the support staff they need as an institution, as well as for the students, the availability of lower cost on-site daycare is critical.
That's great to hear. I'm going to stick with you, and I want to ask you one more question, and that is about one of the real crises in our schools, and that is youth mental health. You noted in your testimony that Colorado is expanding mental health supports for students and offering free therapy sessions with mental health professionals. As your administration has begun implementing these programs, have you seen an impact on student populations?
Yeah, the demand has been huge, getting the word out, particularly for students who otherwise have barriers to access. And that can be geographic, it can be a rural area, it can be a cultural or familial barrier where they don't know where to go or who to ask for help. And really making it easy and convenient has absolutely helped lead to improved learning outcomes, as well as helped make sure that we are a safer state.
Thank you. I'm not sure I'm going to get a gold star, but I yield back.
I told you we're working on some kind of